Okay, wanted to cover the updated iGrid Evo indicator that will be in testing, and then the updated strategy. Want to go over some of that real quick. This is the NQ. So some of the adjustments we're making is we're going to give you the ability to set time, not time of day, but day of week. So what days of the week you want the system to operate. I've already talked about it, but you're going to have a group profit target. So regardless, let's say you get in on a flip to the short. This is long side momentum flipping to short side. So if you flip to the short side and you have a primary entry, which you can set at the position size of 0 or greater, so you don't have to put on entries at the flip points. You can just work the ads. That's totally up to you. That's all part of the updated indicator and automated system. Let me talk about the indicator though first. The indicator is going to add a couple of small features. All the flip points, so flips to the downside from upside momentum to downside, or downside momentum to upside, those will be outputs for Markers Plus, Bloodhound, Blackbird, all that. I think we already have that now, but I made sure that was a specific tasking in the new indicator build. So that will be an output. And these flip points will have their own alerts. So have your own audible alert. So there's going to be 2 alerts added to the indicator. So we're going to have the flip alerts as their own audible tone. I'm not going to have a pop-up on the chart. I don't like charts to be cluttered up with stuff. This significant transition in the indicator and its shifting colors is good enough indication on the chart that we've had a flip from upside momentum to downside or downside to upside. You will have audible alert. The qualified ads, we have to have X amount of bars upside and then rotate back down when we're in downside cycle, just the opposite for upside cycle. All the ads, you're going to be able to have up to 5 ads. So 5 qualified ads per down cycle, up to 5 qualified ads per up cycle, in addition to the flip. Now you could set your flip quantity in the automated system to 0, to 1, to 100, to 1,000. Doesn't make a difference to me. Your ads, you can set them, 1 ad, 20 ads, 40 ads, whatever you want. But you're going to have up to 5 ads. You'll have 1 primary trade and 5 ads. You'll have a total of 6 entries total per cycle with separate settings for the position size. So let's say you wanted all 5 ads. You'd have the primary entry, ad 1, ad 2, ad 3. That should have been ad 4 and ad 5. So now you're in 5 ads. From entry number 1, you will have a stop that you can set. That's X amount of ticks above the step portion of the indicator. So on entry 1, right away you have a stop. And then we have a mechanism that you can adjust. And every so many Heikin-Ashi bars, the Heikin-Ashi have turned off, that controls the step portion or the shift portion of the indicator or a trend bias portion. That trill stop on all your positions will keep following that, and you can make it more sensitive or less sensitive on how it follows it, how frequently it updates its position. So that's going to be a trader adjustable feature. So if you're on a really low time frame chart, every single Heikin-Ashi bar, Heikin-Ashi number 1 that completes, do you need to adjust your stop? No, that's a little crazy when you're trading on NinjaTrader 8, talking to a central exchange on all your stop target limits. If you choose the group trill stop feature over the standard stop feature, you're also going to have a group target. So let's say on a particular time frame on the MNQs or NQs or YM or whatever, you just say, hey, if on each cycle I could get 100 and some movement, just go ahead and blip me out. So your primary entry right away when it's filled has 120 point profit target as set and ticked, so 1,200 ticks. And every ad you have, all the ads have that same price level profit target. So price runs through it, your whole trade comes off, you're done. So we're adding that, and when you're using that, you get the trail stop feature that will follow price, and might blip you out before the next flip and keep a little extra money than if you waited all the way till a flip. So the only ways you'd ever exit the trade are areas you hit your primary profit target, the group profit target for all positions. You hit that, or you just go and you're way in the money and you just manually close out the trade. Okay, that's fine. Or you hit, let's say your daily profit objective per day is 800. And let's say right here is your profit target on your first trade of the day, but right here, you're 800 in the money. Boom. You're out of the trade and you're done. That's another way you can get out of the trade. Or let's say price has news and it spikes up and has a huge move and hits your trail stop. Okay, you're out of the trade. Or if you have normal trade activity, your stop is somewhere right here, but then you get a flip right here. Okay, all the shorts that you're in come off profitably. Now you're long, working the long side. So all kinds of ways now that you can get on a trade that you can adjust. So I'm working long side, working short side. And again, you can trade these as dynamic trades where you're working the primary flip entries and ads and no ads. So just from flip to flip to flip, that would be a static trade. You have one entry, stop and target until you get a counter flip or until you hit a daily profit objective. Or you can use it the way I use it as dynamic trading, where my position is dynamic. It grows organically and I'm pyramiding in. I'm growing the size of my positions into a running move until I hit a fixed distance of target that we can determine through optimization makes sense to have a target per instrument and time frame you're on, or until you hit a flip point, or until maybe have a big spike down on a news release and it hits your trail stop maybe 3, 4, 5, 7 bars before it would do a flip and get you out. So you'll be able to have all that capability now. So flip to flip as static trades, or flip plus ads, flip to the short side plus ads. That one ran a bit. Some of these, you're in them for quite a while, so you kind of want to stay in till the next flip, if you can see what I mean. Now, that was a heck of a move there. Or, you could be just flip to flip. It just depends. Some people are down trading on 30-second charts. Do they need a lot of ads? No, they might just be working flip to flips. Who knows? It's up to them. But we're giving you all these settings. Now, let me cover what's being added in the indicator. The indicator, your flip points or outputs for Markers Plus or Blackbird or Bloodhound. Your qualified ad points will have their own audible alerts. So you can toggle on or off your audible alert for the flips, the primary entries. There's a down flip, that was an up flip, so that's a standalone alert. You can set your own, audible tone. You can have the audible tone on or off. There's not going to be any visible markers on the chart. We already have that big transition in the indicator when we get the flip. That's good enough. But your qualified ads, there will be, if you're in long trend cycle, the default color would be aqua. There's going to be a dot, not too big and obtrusive on your chart, showing where your qualified ads went. So if you ever see an ad in the automation that was added and you don't see a dot, that'll help us say, hey, we might have a logic issue there, or let's take a look and do some troubleshooting why you did have an entry or didn't have an entry when there was a qualified ad in your up to 5 ads per cycle. So let's say you had 5 ads, then you'll have dots. That would be, in this case, aqua blue, because we're an uptrend cycle. That will be a fixed amount of distance down below where the indicator has the transitory and qualified movement back in alignment with the running trend. So you'll have dots and you'll have a audible alert for those two. So you'll have audible alert for the flips and audible alert for the ads. And the ads you can toggle on or off, or you can set, color or set it to transparent so you see it or don't see it. Just a little circular dots for letting you know where the ads were in that uptrend cycle or in that downtrend cycle. So that'll all be added to the indicator. The automation will have profit target and profit and total stop out dollar amount limits. We already have that staying in. Got the time window, what time of day, what days a week you want to trade. You're going to have the new group profit target and group trail stop added. And all of this is I'm going into testing on today, and if it all works, I'm going to get ready to deploy it early next week. So this is dragging out a long time, but we really had to get the logic figured out and set so it's reliable and not causing freezing issues on NinjaTrader, and adjustable how responsive you want the trail stop to be to the overall operation. So let me just explain a little bit more. We'll go into Heikin Ashi number 1. I'll color green for ups and reds for down. So when we're in uptrend cycle, Heikin Ashi number 1 is controlling the plot of our shift portion of the indicator. So actually, let me expand this out a bit so you can see the individual Heikin Ashi bars. So you should be able to see them pretty good now, the individual bars. So the default setting will be 3. So if I get into a flip trade to the long side, so I'm long, and then let's say I have a qualified ad right here, your setting will be a distance below the shift portion of the indicator for your trail stop. So let's say you said you wanted it 100 ticks below or 10 points below this indicator. So it's set. Every time you do an ad, this position is in the trail stop, then it'll be a trail stop with both positions, then any other ad. So it's a group trail stop. As your position grows, your dynamic position grows, the stop includes the stop for all positions in total. So then the default setting is 3. So every 3 completed Heikin Ashi bars, the new position reporting of the indicator will then have the stop maintain that 100 tick or whatever you set as the distance you want below the indicator. Some of you on a really low time frame, so it's not constantly moving the stop every single bar close, you can set it, hey, every 10 Heikin Ashi bars, move my stop, for every 20. So you can slow down or speed up the sensitivity of the trail stop. So we'll call that good for now. As we get into the end of the month, I'm going to update this all one last time, and I'm going to give a 2-phase trail stop. So we'll make sure the trail stop's all working good. We'll put it out. Then we're going to do a 2-phase where you'll have a phase 1 period when you hit a certain amount of dollar amount in the money. So let's say you set your daily profit objective on a 300K Apex account at $1,100. So basically, when you hit the 1,100, you're done. But we'll set a threshold that maybe when you're 700 in the money, then you can have a phase 2 trail stop, but this trail stop is now closer up against price. You'll have a whole separate set of settings for the phase 2. So all that's deck for the next version, but A lot of improvements on deck. Wanted to give you guys an update. If you have any questions, info@gridalgo.com.